Hello and welcome back to Chilltime Games. So, the first title update for Monster Hunter Wilds is about to come out, so thought I'd just cover that and, give my opinions, but also mostly give details on how to unlock things and what will actually be featured in the title update. So, let's get into it. First off, the title update monster is going to be Mitsutsune. To encounter Mitsutsune, you'll have to be Hunter rank 21, and an extra mission will become available after talking to Kanya in the Scarlet Forest. So personally, I'm glad to see Mitsutsune join the roster. We'll come back to the roster. I enjoyed this fight in Rise. I thought it was cool. But I've seen complaints online that, because this monster was just in Rise, having it again so soon in Wilds is a little unusual, and other monsters may have been more deserving of this spot. So that's, there's a little bit of that going around. But, this is really only the third time Mitsutsune has been in a Monster Hunter game. It was first in Generations, which, I haven't played, but upon looking this up, it went from Generations, then Rise, and now it's in Wilds. But, considering that a lot of people went from World and maybe skipped Rise because, well, first of all, it was on the Switch only until it got ported to PC later on. But for a long time, it was only on Switch, so people who may have played World and didn't buy a Switch, they may never have fought this monster. So, if you're one of those people, this is your time to experience this fight. Next up, the Grand Hub is going to be added. To unlock this, you'll need to be Hunter rank 16 or above, and you'll need to talk to Tetsuzan in the upper area of Suja. So the Grand Hub will be the main gathering spot to socialize in online multiplayer. I will say, currently it does feel kind of strange to have the squad features and the multiplayer just kind of regulated to one NPC in the Windward Plains. So it's going to be nice to actually have a real hub. As for features of the Grand Hub, it looks like there will be kind of a new minigame called Barrel Bowling, where you can get pendants and other items as rewards for rolling a barrel bomb at targets and hitting as many as you can. There's also the Diva, who is a long-haired blonde Wyverian lady, and she can be found singing on certain nights, apparently. As far as what the Diva will do, it's really not clear at this point. This is just my speculation. I think she's going to be a quest giver during the Blossom Dance seasonal event, but we'll see. Maybe they're going to be a more prominent character. Maybe they're gonna add a little side story, who knows, but probably that. Probably just a quest giver if I had to guess. Now let's get into one of the more cool points of the title update. So Zoshia will now be available for repeatable hunts. I am thrilled about this because we only get to fight Zoshia once at the end of low rank, and that's a bit, it's a bit odd considering the importance of this boss, that we only get to fight it one time. And I don't think it actually has any armor or weapons after the first time, so if this title update allows us to hunt Zoshia, maybe there's going to be a unique armor set, maybe there's going to be weapons available. So I'm looking forward to that. To do the repeatable hunts for Zoshia, you'll need to be Hunter rank 50 or above. So if you're hoping to do that right off the bat, make sure you're Hunter rank 50 before the title update. Also, to get Zoshia to appear, you'll need to complete a specific mission that unlocks at Hunter rank 50, and once you've completed it, you'll have a low chance to encounter Zoshia in the ruins of Wyveria during a specific environmental state. I believe it's called a Wyvern's waking state. So it's going to be a low chance to encounter, but I guess it takes away a little bit of the mystique if you can just, select it from menu and fight it whenever you want. Also, having this tied to an environmental state does kind of justify the environments changing in the first place, because up until now there hasn't really been that much of a reason for it. Like, there's certain effects, but they're never too apparent. So in that regard, I'm a little pleased that they're incorporating environmental effects in this way, but yeah, I do hope they do more interesting things with it with later updates, because I think that was a big selling point in Wilds, and so far it feels like environmental changes haven't really been important, but tying monster appearances to it might help a little bit. I do hope they have a more tangible presence in later updates, though. Okay, next up we have arena quests. So we're also getting 2 types of arena quests. I never really hear many people talk about these. So if you're unfamiliar, arena quests are basically timed challenges where you have like predetermined equipment. And I think this is a really great way to actually get out of your comfort zone and be forced to try a new weapon that you wouldn't really try otherwise. And since they're timed, you'll be rewarded according to your performance, so it encourages you to think about what the monster is doing and how to take it down as quickly as possible. So I appreciate that aspect of them. So the 2 types that we're getting in Wilds, we're getting what's called challenge quests and free challenge quests for the arena. So challenge quests are your standard, you've got your predetermined set of equipment, and it's the usual thing I just described. But free challenge quests are basically you have no restrictions on your equipment, and you can play with up to 4 people, whereas normal challenge quests are 2 people. So the free challenge quests are a little more free and open. To me, they feel a little bit too close to just a normal multiplayer co-op hunt. So it might be a little redundant, but maybe the arena will have unique rewards, or they'll put a twist on it. So I can't really say until I've experienced it myself. But yeah, they've added a more free option to get people into the arena. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to going into the arena and trying some time challenges, maybe do the more casual free challenges, and see what rewards I can get out of it. Okay, next up we have the Festival of Accord Blossom Dance, which will start from either April 22nd or 23rd, depending on your time zone. And the details on this are pretty vague so far, but if you have played other Monster Hunter games and you've experienced seasonal events, you can pretty much guarantee that there's going to be, limited time equipment and things like that, and seasonal themed items and whatnot, some gestures. So it's nothing too serious. There might be, event quests that are kind of targeted towards this type of season. So if I had to guess, I would imagine there's going to be more of a focus on like the forest area because it's spring themed, but we'll see. Last but not least, we have Arch-tempered Rey Dau. This is going to be available from basically the end of April to May 20th or 21st. So you're going to want to be Hunter rank 50 or above to get this encounter. And we've got some time before then, so if you're not at that rank yet, just make sure you're there before the end of April. Because it will have a unique armor set, So you're going to want to be able to fight it to get whatever you can craft from it. I'm not sure if there's going to be unique weapons, but yeah, you can definitely get it set, and you can craft, Palico stuff. And since it's limited time only, yeah, you're gonna wanna be able to fight it when you can. I'm sure it'll reappear. They'll probably have it available later on. They'll cycle it if they're doing anything like how they did it in World. That's probably how it'll go. But just to make sure you have it as soon as possible, just get to Hunter rank 50 and make sure you're able to get it. But yeah, I'm excited that this is an amped up Rey Dau, because Rey Dau is basically my favorite monster so far, aside from maybe Zoshia. They're pretty close. But yeah, having an amped up fight with this thing is something I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully it gives us more bang for our buck. Aside from that, there might be some DLC, some gestures, but yeah, that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of the title update. So yeah, if I missed anything, please feel free to let me know. I might do a follow-up video on this afterwards, after the title update has come out, just to get my thoughts on it. But yeah, if you watched to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Later.